So today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of 3ds Max. When you open it, like when you first open it, you'll start off with these 4 viewports, and I'm going to show you how to customize them. So just go up to customize and then viewport configuration. Now none of this is really that important at the moment, so you just want to go to layout and then just choose a layout that you prefer. This is my preferred layout. See? Pretty simple stuff. Okay, this button down here is also useful, as it will maximize your current viewport. It's useful for like editing stuff close up and things like that. Few keys that you can use are your F4, which will show or hide polygon lines on your object, and then you've got F3, which will show and hide the wireframe. And that's pretty much the basics of viewing things in 3ds Max. So now we'll move on to making objects. As you just saw, I made a box. By clicking on box, I'll do it again slower so you can see. So you just click on box, like there, drag it out, and then pull it up, and then you've got a box. And you can also make a plane, which is a flat surface to put things on. Now for your box, you can change the amount of segments that the box is made of. So we'll switch it to polygon view, and then you click on this button up here, and then you can change the amount of segments, like polygons, that are required to create your object. And then obviously you can use this to change the length, width and height. Well, I don't want it that high. That'll do. If you create a new box at all, you'll notice that stuff comes up here, so it's all but if you click off of it and then click back on, it's gone. So you have to click up here and it's just there, it's just moved. I don't know why that happens, it just does. Another useful thing for creating objects, there, AutoGrid. So we'll make a sphere, and basically what AutoGrid does is it will snap the object to whatever you're hovering over. So if I was to make it here, it makes the sphere there, see? And now we'll do moving around in 3D space. Pretty simple. Middle mouse button you can use to drag your object. If you hold down Alt whilst moving the middle mouse button, you can rotate your world. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Pretty cool. And if you hold down the Alt button, you can zoom in and out at smaller amounts, because sometimes that's just too much for you to handle. And then there's the oh, what am I doing? And there's the Z key, which will focus the viewport on various objects. So that's also pretty useful. Now to teach you moving objects. Okay, we got our 3 buttons up here. We got move, rotate, and scale. So move makes you be able to move things. Depending on what you've got highlighted here, depends on how you move it. So you can move it up and down, I don't know, that way and that way, or you could select multiples. And then you've got rotate, which works in a similar way. Just rotate it along a various axis or axes. I don't know how you pronounce that. And then you've got scale, which again works the same. You know, you can scale it to however you want. That's about it for moving objects. And the final bit of basic information you need to know is how to render. So either click up here, then click render, rendering render, and then you get this beastie thing. Or you can click F10 to get here. I'll go through these things with you. So you got time output. You only really need to change that if you're doing animation, because that's basically which of these frames down here is being rendered. So if you only want one, you just click single. Output size is, again, you don't really need to change it. Basically, the smaller it is, the faster it will render. When you've finished your thing, your project or whatever, obviously you want to do a bigger render of it, but whilst you're building it and you want to do test renders, it's best to keep it small. So yeah, render output, you just click files, choose how you want your thing to come out, and now save file checked, and then once you've rendered, it will automatically save that image for you. So you know, if you're one of those people that like that kind of thing. Personally, I never leave it on because I only save it after I've got the perfect render. Next important thing is renderer. Now by default you'll have the default scanline renderer, which is pretty wank. It's not a great renderer, to be honest. So but it is good for test renders because it's very quick. Because look, that's what the default scanline renderer looks like. It's pretty terrible. So we'll change that. It's a mental ray renderer, and basically what the mental ray renderer does is it works with light in your scene better and just makes it look more realistic. So, but the default scanline renderer is good because it's a lot quicker to render, and you know, if you're just doing test renders to see what it looks like, you might want to use that because it's quicker. But this is good for production stuff. And then you just have to hit render or press F9 and it'll render. Why? And see, doesn't look any different really, but that's because, you know, we've got nothing going on in the scene. But if you had a decent model that was materialed and stuff with lights, you know, it would look good. It would probably look a lot better. And I think that's the end of our tutorial. If you have any questions, just post them in the comments. If you'd rather a more text-based version of this tutorial, there's a link in the description to the, you know, text tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, because next time I'm going to do a tutorial on modelling things, and we're going to start building a house. So I'll see you later. glad I'm editing this. Goodbye.